And welcome back to the channel, everybody. In this episode, we're doing dual point to multi-point conversion. It's morning time, I'm a little quiet. Excuse the barking ass dog in the background. Our DX harness. But yeah, I'm basically just gonna strip down the harness to a point where I can get it all wired up. I got my Dpfi plug right here that's gonna go here. We got our injectors that's gonna go on. Right now we're just gonna strip it. So the last time we seen the car, baby, that's not lotion. It's not lotion. That's Vaseline, baby. I don't know what dog that is, but poor little damn dog. That mother just bark and bark and bark. Like, let her back in the house, man. Like, all day. Okay, so now that we reached the level, right? We got the wire harness all the way broke down. I did record the whole thing of me breaking this down, but I decided not to bore y'all with showing it, so I just kind of, did the little time lapse thing. But we got it down. One thing we got to do, these are my cooling fan switches, which sits on the back of the block on the D15, but on the D16 is over by the thermostat housing, which is where the thermostat housing ground is. This is thermostat housing ground. So we're gonna route these wires back to thermostat ground, and then that part is done. Next thing we're going to do is we have to depin this plug and put it in this plug. Two oranges, yeah. It's basically color for color, and it's gonna leave you with these two wires here, which we're gonna run into the cabin later. Let's cut these out. Make sure y'all got some zip ties so you don't lose your place here. I would get a broke clip. Damn it. No worries, we have extras. Pause. I was about to get into the injectors, but I think we're gonna do this Dpfi first. So let me go find this pick I need to depin this harness, and I'll be back. So far, we got our temperature sensor wired in right next to our thermostat ground. Will be lit, right? We got our Dpfi plug on. These are blue, yellow. I think this was blue, green, whichever one, but that shit was broke, both of them, right? So We depin both of those and we put in a fresh blue yellow and blue green. So now we have our female plug that's going to sit here on the driver shock tower, right? And then this one is going to be going into the cabin. We got 4 wires here. So once I get done with the injection part, there are going to be 2 extra wires left off of the injector side that are going to go to the other 2 wires on the plug. So 2 wires are for crank 1, crank 2, and then injector 2 and 4. But we moving right along. Next, we're gonna get those stripped away from the harness and I'll be back. Two injectors. What I had to do was my TPS sensor were over here. The TPS sensor, it has a yellow, red, and green wire. Real simple. All you do, you take the green out and swap it with the yellow. Swap it with the yellow. Yellow with green. Green. Where's yellow? TPS wiring done. The IAC sensor has to be clipped and extended to the TPS. Also, this is for a tender valve, I think it's called. We have completely depinned it from the harness because we don't need it anymore. Got that depinned. Now we are going to finish our IAC extension. TPS done, IAC extended. All wires soldered. We've also extended our 2 crank wires that have to go to the shock tower with a blue yellow that's going to be running this way, and a green for our blue green, also running that way. Both soldered. Dizzy plugs officially done. Dizzy plugs are done. TPS is done. IAC is done. Air temp. And now it's time for our injector. So, injectors. So 6 inches, roughly about 6 inches. Mine's is probably a little bit longer than 6 inches. Pause. So about 6 inches from that junction, got my injector placement. Jumper box or resistor box block off going this way. We got our primary and secondary injectors, which we're gonna get rid of these plugs because we no longer need these plugs. Goodbye, dual port. Which leaves us with these two guys. Young Static has a full write-up of this. Just doing a little my version of it so I can put it on the tube. So now we're left with these guys, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the yellow and the red from the two injectors. Then we're left with these two black and yellow wires. What we're gonna do is we are going to loop this one wire coming out of this resistor box to these two wires. So it's gonna be something like that. Discard. So just a close-up of what I was doing, man. I took my two existing yellow wires and the one wire coming off of that and tied it in. So that part is done. We got the red and yellow to the side. We have our IAC extended, our air temp control. We have the steel wiring, our alternator plug, oil sending unit. We got our injectors here with our 4 wires. 2 wires are going to be wired in to these 2 wires, and 2 wires are going to be routing with these 2 wires coming off of the Dpfi plug, which we have also done, back into the cabin, and we're going to wire into this guy so we can have this guy going into the cabin, and if we ever need to unplug it, we can unplug it and have that sub harness. I'm going to button all that up and I'll be back. So for the write-up, right, for injectors is 1, 2, 3, and 4. When we are taught to read from the crank, 1, 2, 3, and 4. But for the sake of the write-up, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So number 1, I'm not going to say about the colors because OBD1 and OBD0 are 2 different colors. So this is injector number 1, which has a yellow. So we put the yellow wire to injector number 1, right? And then injector number 3 is red. So we hooked up the red wire to our injector number 3. I'll be back. And there we have it. This harness is done. Injectors are in. Power is hooked up. We have loomed this half of it. We have our Dpfi plug hooked up with our blue and green and blue and yellow running here. And then we also have our brown and blue wire. Injector 2 and 4. Running across down to these 2 guys. With the female side that is going back into the cabin. So we're going to end the video right here, man. This is part 1 of the dual port to multi-port conversion. Man, I appreciate y'all just hanging out with me, man. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. And until next time, turn 1. Peace.